On this week's episode of Marketing O'Clock.
It pays to discover the inner workings of the newest core update.
Find out what's really inside your PMax campaigns.
And it's not just your CPCs that are up. Google's 2025 earnings are in.
All on today's show.
Welcome, you are listening to Marketing O'Clock. Just stay tuned. Digital marketing news, but let's get specific. Digital ads, SEO and analytics, social media and more. Pretty much everything that'll make your website perform. With new shows every Monday. We give you the news with sass and puns and definitely hot takes. Thank you for tuning in. You know what time it is. It's officially Marketing O'Clock. Settle in, sit back, keep it locked.
Hey there, I'm Christine Zernheld.
AKA Shep.
I'm Julia Mateer.
And I'm Greg Finn.
And it's officially Marketing O'Clock.
Here on February 9th, 2026. Welcome back, Greg.
Thank you. Glad to be back. I just had an interesting experience. I went to my first ever, I don't know if it's technically yoga, but it was called hot conditioning.
Thought it was like Pilates.
I don't know what it was. They strap things on your ankles, and then you have these little mini weights.
Okay.
And you're in a room that's super duper hot.
Yeah.
Sounds like my worst nightmare.
It was fine. So Lexi at work is like, hey, her friend was doing it and Callie was going, and then was like, does anybody else want to go? And I walk up to the office and I'm like, I feel like this is going to be a 0. And then Lexi's like, I knew he was going to say that. I knew he was going to say it's going to be nothing. Just you wait.
A 0 on the difficulty scale.
I do some difficult things, to be fair.
Oh, please.
Yeah.
I do difficult stuff. Like this morning, I did very difficult things.
What's that thing? It's like, I do
difficult things every day.
I do.
I get out of bed.
Yeah, that's hard.
I make my way here.
Also hard.
With additional weight, a baby. You have a baby.
Rub it in. Got weighed this morning.
Success?
I'd rather not say.
So I went to the condition. It was very, very hot. You sweat a ton.
The more you sweat, the more you lose.
But like you don't really do anything.
That's probably
you
not
kind of
true.
balance, and then they're like, all right, and take this weight. And the weight is like maybe 2 1-pound little pill-shaped things you put in your hand, and they're like, and curl. And I just started like curling
No,
fast.
you're supposed to go slow.
You are like showing
That's
off.
the whole point.
I'm not. There's no weight. It's just like me
Anyone
moving my
in the
arm.
You are the
can
reason
do
I don't go to
this.
gyms.
That's
Well, look, if you think I'm going to be back at yoga, you're probably wrong. But
It doesn't sound like yoga, by the way.
it's definitely not yoga.
whatever it was, there were weights and you had to lift your legs and stuff. It's fine. It's all like body weight stuff.
Okay.
So then at the end, I'm like, man, I feel like really stretched out. Like I could have a workout right now.
You just had a workout.
But it wasn't really one. Then I
That
just went and I
is so
worked out
rude.
for 3 hours and did Olympic lifting for 3 hours.
That is so rude.
God.
It's true.
Olympic lifting.
Are you going to
Olympic
the Winter
lifting.
Olympics then?
Yeah. What are you doing
What
here?
are you doing here?
Yeah, because you always see them out on ice skates snatching. That's when. That's
Well,
when it is.
When's the next snatching Olympics? Are you going to that?
No, it's just called Olympic lifting.
So it's not actually Olympic
Cleaning,
lifting.
clean and jerk, and snatches. Olympic lift, powerlifting, squat. What do you? You're a so-called Olympics fan, Shep.
I made the best joke of 2025 when you were like saying something about jerks, like at your gym, and I was like, "Yeah, Greg, that's why they called you."
I don't talk to anybody about that. No, and then powerlifting is squat, deadlift, bench. It is literally named Olympic lifting because those are the Olympic lifts.
But it's not Olympic level lifting.
No, but those are the no.
Let's clarify that.
How could you look at this person in front of you?
Well, you
just turned
threw out
38.6, not
Name
55.
dropped Olympic. 36.
38.6.
Oh, right.
I don't need to do Olympic lifting. Like I'm fine.
Yeah.
So
I need to.
okay, I'm so happy.
He does
for you.
hard things.
All right, and this week's show is brought to you by us, Cypress North here again. And we are hiring. So if you're in the Rochester or Buffalo area, We are looking for some digital marketers. If you're in the SEO space, in the ad space, if you're in any space that involves digital marketing, quite frankly, we're interested in you. Go head over to cypressnorth.com, look at our careers page and apply. We got a lot of work if you like working. So a lot of times we'll have an opening. We have no openings now for like new client type things, but we're hiring to be able to get back to that spot. So things are doing great here, and we would love to have you part of the team. Unfortunately, though, you have to work at Julia.
Whoa! Only if you're in Buffalo. And we need people in Buffalo.
People in Rochester work with
Yeah,
you
I
too.
know, but I don't get to walk over to their desk like I do everyone here.
It's a
And I
joy
will
to
do
work
that.
with Julia, especially when she puts on her little blanket skirt. You're
I
gonna
do
love
that
it.
every day in my
No.
slippers.
Julia's great. She does a fantastic job, even going above and beyond, helping with communication and things like that. It would be an honor for you to work alongside of Julia. And what do we have in the main news here, Shep?
First up in the main news, Google is making more money. Sundar Pichai posted this week on X that the Q4 and full year 25 results are in. He says, thanks to our partners and employees, it was a tremendous quarter, exceeding 400 billion in annual revenue for the first time. Our full stack AI is fueling our progress, and Gemini 3 adoption has been faster than any other model in our history. We're really well positioned and excited to be going into 2026. Much more to come. So these numbers are always, I'm just like, when you get to a certain number with the B,
Yeah.
what does it mean to me?
Yeah. Nothing.
I feel like it's always the biggest year in history, is it not?
Yeah.
Ad Recorder is great. I mean, there were some, I think, COVID-ish that were a little bit slower. Barry's got a nice chart over there.
Yeah,
There
Barry
are some
mentioned-
drops and things like that.
Yeah, he said like election spending on ads will make I guess that would be Q4, right? A big one years.
Or 3 or 4.
But it seems like a pretty good year. And again, I think those changes to the search ads are definitely helping with the new layout and all the ads that I'm accidentally clicking on. But I am getting better. So he says Google was up 17% Q4 year over year in search revenue. The Gemini app added 750 million active users monthly. And they made $60 billion in revenue from YouTube ads and subscriptions in 2025.
That's wild. They hit 60 billion for the first time. And honestly, I think just in general, they're going to continue to expand that. And I am not sure how it works with YouTube TV, but they have ads now you can skip on like YouTube TV. And I feel like they're going to just instantly at some point become like this connected TV source as well.
Yeah.
Where it's like you can be on YouTube, and then all of a sudden, guess what? We're breaking the way that traditional ads work on TV. You can just go purchase on these different different networks, and they have the best ad platform out there, like by far, not even close. So I think they are in a fantastic spot. The YouTube investment is paid off and then some.
Yeah.
And then they also, the YouTube TV, you can start to see it come together. I wouldn't be surprised if like that's their next video.
What's
expansion.
taking them so long, to be honest?
Yeah.
I mean, it's Neil Mohan, but
Well, I mean, I think too with it, like you have to get subscribers. You got to make something that works. You got to make something people like. And they figured out like once you get something that's people like, then they monetize it. Like Gmail, okay, you can use it for your business, but if you want to be able to like record meeting or like Google Meet, if you want to be able to record them, you have to use an enhanced workspace. Like, guess what? There's ads in Gmail now. There never were. There's ads in search. At the beginning, there never were. So I think it's one of those things where they do a very good job of making the product good and then monetizing it. And they even said it like with Gemini, we talked about it last week or the week before, that there are no ads imminently coming to Gemini. There will be ads on Gemini, but they're trying to get something that people use. Julia, do you have YouTube TV?
No.
Shep, do you have YouTube TV?
no.
What do you use for TV?
Well, subscribe to YouTube TV.
Yes.
My in-laws have cable, so we like do a lot of like, that's how we get Fox. And then we subscribe to like Peacock, but like live, if something's on ABC, I'm usually in trouble. I can't watch it live.
Wow.
I have
Those answers.
Paramount
How do you
Plus.
watch live? How do you watch football?
Paramount
I have
Plus.
free everything because of Tom's
yeah.
job.
Oh, because he works at the cable company. Okay. Well, those answers didn't go how I want. Tables, do you have YouTube TV?
No, I have Fubu.
Oh, Fubu's good.
God. Okay.
Yeah, I got to watch hockey.
Everything I said just went out the window. I feel like everybody I know, when you get something, you get YouTube TV. Table's the only one I know that has Fubu.
No.
Shep is stealing things, and
Paramount
Julia's getting it
Plus.
for free. You can't
Paramount
watch
Plus,
live stuff
Disney
on that.
Plus, Peacock. That's what we pay for. Netflix.
But you can't watch live stuff.
Yes, you can. On Paramount Plus, you watch football.
Love Island.
Is that live?
Well, it's not like live, but like you can
It's
watch
9
it.
p.m. and
The
like
rest
when
of the
it's
people
late,
do.
we're all
How did
waiting.
you watch the Grammys? What did you watch that on?
The Grammys were on CBS, so they were on Paramount Plus.
Okay. The Oscars. How do you watch that?
They'll probably be on CBS. If something's on ABC, that's when there's a problem.
Then it's tough for me.
Oscars are on ABC. Oscars are ABC. How are you going to watch that?
I don't know. We'll see. I get creative.
You can literally it's so easy.
I got an antenna, you know.
can text someone, stick tinfoil on your TV, do something like that.
I literally thought one of you heathens would be on YouTube TV.
Nope.
None of
I
you.
thought you didn't have YouTube TV.
No, I have YouTube TV. Because I have, how you can get ESPN and stuff. How you can watch sports. How do you have ESPN?
Cable.
Oh, yes. You get it for free. Okay. Well, most people use YouTube TV that are under the age of 38.6.
What else is happening?
Well, we have sort of an unprecedented update here where Google has released its first core update of 2026 that is solely focused on Discover. Another one of those things that Google bakes in, makes it work, make people like it, and then advertise it. And you can do that using demand gen now. And so this is the February 2026 Discover core update. It'll be rolling out over the next week or two, and it is just English users in the US. At some point, it will roll out to all countries and all languages. Google said this is a broad update to our systems that surface articles in Discover. And apparently, it will show more locally relevant content from websites based in their country that they're in. It'll reduce some of the sensational content and clickbait that is plaguing Discover and show more in-depth, original, and timely content from websites with expertise in a given area. John Mueller actually had a nice statement from Google saying, since many sites demonstrate deep knowledge across a wide range of subjects, our systems are designed to identify expertise on a topic-by-topic basis. So whether a site has expertise in multiple areas or has a deep focus on a single topic, there's equal opportunity to show up in Discover. For example, a local news site with a dedicated gardening section could have established expertise in gardening, even though it covers other topics. In contrast, a movie review site that wrote a single article about gardening would likely not. So hopefully you don't get as many people putting those outlandish things that they might not be experts on in seeing in Discover. So that should help. Think of it as like a EEAT in a way that they need to be talking regularly about gardening. All right. So I think this is cool. I don't use Discover a ton. Every now and then I look at it, but it's not really for me anymore.
I really don't know anyone who uses it a ton.
If you are an Android user, you can't get away from it if you're on a Pixel phone.
Because you open the Google app and it's there.
It is to the left. The far left screen is Discover.
Oh.
What do you got, Julia?
Next up from Mike Ryan on LinkedIn, he says network segmentation is now available via API for Performance Max campaigns. And then he says, I'm proud to share this first of its kind analysis of the inner workings of PMax based on an initial sample of 41.5 billion impressions. Okay, so this is a far more capable view than Google's new channel performance report, which is tightly scoped in terms of dimensions and metrics. So he looked at everything besides the Google search network. And then you can see the average for the average e-commerce advertiser, their PMax traffic consists of the following. And he said 17% GDN, 49% YouTube, 17% SPN, 11% Maps, 7% Discover, and then 0.5% Gmail. And then he has this nice little chart where he lays it all out, and it's way easier to read and see that shows what's really inside Performance Max, starting at May 2025.
That's like more SPN and GDN.
I know.
Yeah.
I'd want.
Mm-hmm.
Well, GDN I'm more worried about SPAN than search partner network over the Google Display.
Should I
Network.
skip ahead to one of my Mike Ryan stories that I think adds something to this?
Sure. Let's mix it up.
Percentage of invalid clicks per Google ad network. And then he has it separated by SIVT. Who knows what that is besides Mike Ryan, which is apparently more fraudulent. And then GIVT, which is more benign. And the display network has the highest amount of invalid clicks. It's between 15 and 20%. It's like 18%. And then search partners is next with like 11%, followed by Discover, Cross Network, YouTube, Google Search, and then Maps and Gmail have fewer than Google Search actually, which is interesting. So I'd like to see more Gmail in those PMax placements.
Yeah,
especially for e-commerce.
Yeah.
Very interesting, though. I'm glad we have that data in the API now, and I'm glad Mike Ryan is here to make sense of it for us.
And now for this week's
Cool Tool.
As a reminder, our Cool Tool segment is not an official endorsement or paid mention. We're simply sharing something we found in our travels that may be of use to our listeners and is really, really cool.
This week's cool tool is more of a cool tube. And it's Brighton SEO's YouTube channel where you can watch all the talks in case you missed the conferences. They have hundreds of videos from a bunch of different industry experts. So definitely worth checking out. We will have the link in our newsletter.
I just think that, Google's YouTube makes $60 billion. Brighton SEO tube, that's should make 60 million, I feel like.
Probably
with
should.
the knowledge in there.
Maybe it does.
The experts in there. Anything cool, free? You missed it?
It's an
Great.
expensive ticket. And
Yeah,
just
for
go
real.
get it for free.
I think it's
That
awesome.
is kind of crazy.
Now it's time for this week's Take of the Week. This is a #fire digital marketing take with extra spice served up for you. We simply deliver the take for your consumption. We give no opinions. We don't influence. You make the call.
This week's Take of the Week comes from the one and only Anthony Higman, the CEO of AdSquire, and he has a linked image of an article on PPC Land that says Google increases local pack ads by 733% in 3 months. I believe this came from the team over at Sterling Sky. Joy Hawkins, I believe, had this first. So he's got that and then juxtaposes it with this meme. It's the Tom Hanks. What is that movie? It's not Castaway. It's the other one.
What is it called? Where the pirate movie?
Yeah, the Pirates.
Captain Phillips.
Captain Phillips. So Captain Phillips is the local SEOs, and the pirate is Google Ads. And the pirate looking Tom Hanks, Captain Phillips, right in the face, saying, "Look at me." And then he says, "I am the captain now," to all the local SEOs. That's great.
That's pretty good.
That's really
I'm scared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to pay now. Like we just said. Google makes things good, then you got to pay. Great meme, Anthony.
Now it's time for this week's Pew Pew Lightning Round. At this point in the show, we split up our content into 3 parts: paid, organic, and social.
Before we get into the paid news, want to thank us, Cypress North, again for sponsoring this week's show. We have some new clients and we are growing, and we would love for you to apply to work for us. We're looking for some digital marketing strategists. So if you love PPC, this would be a great role for you. Also looking for some help on the organic side. So go to our website, cypressnorth.com, and you can see all of the open positions. I'll even give you a little tip, like just write the cover letter, okay?
Yeah, don't use AI.
And spell Cypress North right.
Well, write the cover letter. There's people that don't even use AI to write the cover letter. Like they just don't write it at all.
I know.
Just write a cover letter. We read it.
Every cover letter is read, and it's more important than your resume.
Yes. So, yes, we'd love to work with you.
Wait, did you guys go to college?
Did I go to
Unfortunately.
Oh, you went to
college?
JMU.
Yeah, I did. Glenn Gabe?
Why are you asking?
Because it's more about you wrote a thing about Barbie.
Oh, I understand now. He's saying he doesn't care if you went to college. He cares about what you put in your cover letter.
Oh, I don't even remember what I put in my cover letter, but I'd love to read it. It's definitely copied and pasted from a different one I applied to and changed to.
Looking it up right now. Let's go over how Julia's resume starts.
Oh, God.
Classroom experience. College of Business 300. Led a cross-disciplinary team to develop a startup business plan.
I did.
Oh.
Top 300 is hard.
Now,
Not
We're gonna go in-
cross-disciplinary.
we're going to go into some accolades. MKTG 384, Integrated Marketing Communications. Voted MVP of the team by leading them to a successful final project, running team meetings, and ensuring we stayed on schedule. Also, I care more about like actual like life work experience. You have Starbucks, ice
Yeah,
cream.
Greg. I like, are you saying like real jobs or like marketing
No, I like
jobs?
people that work.
Oh, okay.
I really, if some,
Okay,
like
good.
everybody just puts all this fake stuff on there.
Yeah.
And if you're like Gracie, like, hey, I manage this restaurant.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, that sounds really hard. That's really tough. You can do hard things like me in the mornings.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah.
a big deal. Okay. I won't embarrass you anymore.
First up in the paid universe, there is still a lot of drama going on with ChatGPT ads before it is even here. Starting with Anthropic's new Super Bowl ad. It is pretty funny. It's a guy like doing pull-ups and he talks about his weight, which is hurtful to me personally as someone who got weighed this morning. And he's like, how could I do better? I don't know, asking about Greg in the gym. And then this other guy comes who I feel like I know this guy. Was he on The Bachelor or something?
He looks like,
So familiar.
yeah, but I couldn't tell you.
And he's definitely supposed to be AI and he's all beefy and he's like, oh, that is a great question. I will give you some tips for how to work out. What is your weight and your goals? And then he's like, oh, but before we get into that, you should use these ICYMI shoes, which is also funny because of the story a couple weeks ago about the short king but that was Google, right?
Yeah. Robbie Stein.
Like, this is just a coincidence, right?
Yeah.
But he
Robbie Stein
says
was
short
just
king.
lifted Air Force Ones.
Yeah. He's like, oh, I could see you're a short king. Why don't you try these height maxing shoes? Use code HeightMax10, whatever. So, and then Anthropic's like, ads are coming to AI, but we're never going to have AI ads and we're better than ChatGPT.
Yeah.
And that's the point. Well, Sam Altman is just so hurt about this.
Oh, of course.
He's like, first, the good part of the Anthropic ads, they're funny. I laughed.
I feel like he absolutely did not laugh. Do you think he had laughed at all? Absolutely not.
No. Then he said, I wonder why Anthropic would go for something so clearly dishonest. Our most important principle for ads says that we won't do exactly this. We would obviously never run ads in the way Anthropic depicts them. We are not stupid, and we know our users would reject this.
He's crashing out.
Wow.
He's
Seems like a
crashing
pretty
out.
good reason to run
Stupid.
ads. Like,
Yeah.
whatever. Then he says it serves as an expensive product to rich people. We're glad they do that, and we are doing that too. But we also feel strongly that we need to bring AI to billions of people who can't pay for subscriptions.
Yeah, I mean, you could turn them off.
Yeah.
ChatGPT should run an ad saying, hey, you can turn them off. Pay us.
It's fine. Let's see how they are. Like, some people do ads well, and then there's the local news network. And, the weather's been so bad lately, and I keep just trying to go watch a weather forecast, and the websites don't work because there's so many ads.
Yeah, that drives me insane.
But we'll see if they can do it tastefully or not, and then I'll decide if I'm going to complain. Sam Altman's mad. His feelings are hurt. There's room for both, okay?
This
be sweet.
also came out, and immediately I went to Call Sheet and I bet on Anthropic running an ad on the Super Bowl. But I realized it doesn't say Anthropic in the ad. It just says Claude, so I think I'm going to lose.
Brutal.
I've never been less excited for a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You didn't like the halftime show? Bad Bunny?
I haven't seen it yet, but I just like women.
I
want to see someone up there shaking that thing.
I want to see Rihanna again.
Yeah.
Maybe Taylor Swift will
I'll
be
give him a
getting
chance.
an invite next time.
I feel like
She is getting an invite every time,
Oh.
and she's not ready. She's planning her wedding. Okay, let's relax.
It's still going?
Her wedding?
Yeah.
Yes.
To Trav Nasty?
Yes.
What was his name? Killer Trav. Killer Trav.
Are
Do you have plans for the big game?
No.
you gonna watch?
Yeah.
You want the Patriots to win?
I'm gonna be looking at that Claude ad to see if Anthropic's on there.
I'm more excited about the Olympics. I'm sure we'll have talk about them next week.
Oh yeah.
I am not in on the Winter Olympics. There's some things like hockey is cool.
I like
What
the
else?
figure
Skiing
skating.
is cool.
I like skating.
Tara and Johnny. I love their cover.
Who is that?
Tara
Oh.
Lipinski and
Oh.
Johnny Weir, Great Americans.
That was from like years ago.
Yeah, now they're doing the commentary and they're hilarious. And they're on
Oh.
Traders.
They're on Traders?
Yeah.
Oh, I
That's
bet
so
on that
funny.
too. Somebody with a C.
Of who's
To
gonna
win?
win?
Yeah.
Candace.
Yes.
Do you watch it?
Yeah.
Oh.
You could only have that.
More on ChatGPT ads. Glenn Gabe is giving us more details on, I think this all showed up in a pop-up in ChatGPT this week. It says ads will not influence model outputs and responses should remain trustworthy. All ads will be distinctly marked to differentiate them from regular responses. There will be 3 ad formats, but I didn't see what they are. So like, what do I care that there's 3? And you'll be able to upvote or downvote ads, which tailors future ad relevance. Personalization is based on chat history and memory, but users can control this through the ad settings. Then, Anuwozas Kazukenes found a way to trigger the upcoming ChatGPT ad system to show the settings panel.
Whoa.
Little
Were
investigating.
there any height maxing 10 codes in there?
No reports of that. He says they repeat multiple times that advertisers never see your chat history memories or personal details, and not even the IP address. He also found a history tab that shows all of the ads you viewed in ChatGPT, so you could go back and find them later if you wanted to. And there's an interest tab that shows what ChatGPT thinks you're interested in based on how you interact with your ads. Those histories can both be deleted if you want to without deleting like the rest of your chat history. And then he also notes that ad personalization is optional, and when turned off, you'll still see ads based on your current chat, but they may not be as relevant to you. I think that's a nice setting too. Bia Camargo, who is one of my new favorite LinkedIn follows, has a really good tip about campaign groups, which have always been around, but I'm like, what's the point? She's kind of using them how I use labels. I want to try this.
Yeah.
So she says if you run a small account, you can live without them, but if you manage a larger account, they become quite powerful. So you can group campaigns by campaign type. That I feel like you could easily do with a filter. But then she says group campaigns by country or region. So if you have like, if you're advertising in different countries and have different campaigns and like different budgets for them, I feel like that would be really nice. Again, something I used to use a label for, but I have a zillion labels, so maybe this would be quicker. She groups campaigns by brand versus non-brand and by performance targets. So if you have a lead gen account, you could do like upper funnel campaigns and lower funnel campaigns, which again, I've had to use labels for in the past. This might be a little bit easier, so I like that tip. She's also sharing the Q1 Google Ads betas that she's most excited about. She says she's not supposed to share them. But
yes.
Apparently, I prepped today. She doesn't care. She says her first favorite is the web to app acquisition measurement open beta. This gives you visibility into how web campaigns contribute to app installs and in-app conversions. That seems like a big thing for app people.
Mm-hmm.
Also, on-device measurement for iOS app campaigns. Open to the public. She says privacy-first measurement that feeds better signals into modeling and improves attribution for iOS campaigns. That sounds really nice too. Barry Schwartz thinks that Google is replacing like their help chat with the new Ads Advisor, which I mean, of course, but I hate it. Anthony Higman tweeted about the redesigned partner portal in Google Ads. He's kind of like really into the partner stuff. It's like a thing about Anthony Higman. I don't care. Like, I wish they would just give us ad credits instead of like a buy.
And find the stupidest product, but the link is broken for us.
Yeah.
It might be because we're not technically a partner anymore because we don't really do all the certifications. But I can't see anything.
I was wishing like I was working from home when Google Ads went down on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, this would be a nice time to play like the cornhole.
Yeah.
Cornhole. Yeah. That just sits in the middle of the basement.
Or it could be like Julia, and she had like the most productive hour of her life. She was like, Google Ads was down, so I made this full guide for clients.
yeah.
Whoa. And finally, from Brom Vander Corner from Brom Vander Halen, there is a new form field for Meta Instant Forms. You can now ask for a WhatsApp number instead of a phone number. So
Oh, sick.
go crazy.
All right. And first up in the organic section, we have some great news for publishers. Microsoft has announced the expansion of the Microsoft Publisher Content Marketplace. This may be able to give publishers a new revenue stream. So it takes AI systems scaled access and gives it access to that premium content. In exchange, it will pay you for using that content in its AI, which is pretty awesome. There's an interest form if you want to go fill that out. Head on over to newsletter.marketing.clock or follow us on LinkedIn. We have our newsletter there that instantly makes it to you. And basically, it's an early stage initiative still, but it's going to make hopefully a transparent economic framework of showing like if Microsoft is using your content and licensing it for its AI, you will be able to see reporting. It has licensing and usage terms, and it is currently, I guess it was built around talking to Business Insider, Condé Nast, Hearst, People, the Associated Press, USA Today, Vox Media, and more. So are you going to get a lot of money? Probably not. But is this a step in the right direction? Yes. It's something. It's something. It's something. There's something that can be done.
I don't disagree.
In a world of nothing for publishers, there's something.
It's just sad.
Yes. Well, Microsoft is doing some good stuff, and we'll
Okay.
get to it in a minute, and then we'll get to some bad stuff. Okay, and from Barry Schwartz over at Search Engine Roundtable, Google AI Mode is now testing follow-up suggestions. So this was first spotted in July with follow-up questions, and now there are suggestions, right? So if you do a search, now there will be things that aren't the questions flavor, but more do this type thing. So it looked like somebody's looking for a ramp, and it said compare wheelchair ramp models, types of loading ramps, compare cargo ramps, or something like
This
that.
is a dog
These are not
ramp.
helpful. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just reporting what Barry
Why do
reports.
you need a dog ramp? What's wrong?
So like if
The
your
dog
dog
can't just get up
walk
there?
very well.
Some dogs are older.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Pick my dog
I'm
up.
sorry
to
how
do
it's
anything. I had to pick
sensitive.
my dog up the stairs.
Sorry. Not a
Or
dog
what
ramp.
if the dog has a wheelchair?
That is
There-
ridiculous.
There
Are
was a,
those little puppy
yeah.
wheelchairs?
there was a girl on my old street who used to walk her dog, and he had two little wheels as his back leg.
Yeah, it's like a little
And
hammock in the
we've
middle.
gone
little
too
wheels on
far.
the end.
And he would wear a Bills jersey. It was so
You're an animal hater.
For the rest of his life?
yeah, but he was happy.
That's no life
You're
to
an
live.
He was wagging
animal
his tail.
hater. Animal hater.
I'm not an animal
Name
hater.
your favorite
I just
animal.
think that they're
Favorite
not
animal.
people.
What's your favorite animal?
Mm,
Hater. Julia.
maybe
she's
a
an animal.
sloth.
A sloth?
I don't understand people that don't like dogs.
This
I
takes
know.
up so much space too, the ramp. You might as well have a baby.
You,
Oh my God.
my
With the
cat's
amount
home
of
alone
crap
right
you
now.
need. A baby would be easier.
We're going to get so
That
many
is
dislikes
so
on
not
this. Thank
true.
God Neil Mohan took away that dislike count. All right. And next up from Gagan Gotra at Gagan_Gotra on Twitter X. He says, Google is nuking the AI generated content on Shopify's blog. We've seen Glenn Gabe dub this Mount AI, where there's a meteoric rise up in visibility and then a crash down. And it seems like all of the Shopify content, at least according to Gagan, is taking a big hit in the SERPs. And speaking of that, other things taking a big hit in the SERPs are click-throughs when AI overviews are prevalent. So back in April 2025, Ahrefs found that when an AI overview was listed in the SERPs, the top-ranking content had their clicks reduced by 34.5%, despite Google's statements to the contrary, according to Ahrefs. Now, we have a new number. Do you think it's more than 34.5, which sounds shockingly close to my biological body age, or do you think it's less? than 34.5.
Less.
Yes. It's more. There are an increase in the drop of clicks to sites. So that number now, when there's an AI overview prevalent, the click-through rate of the number one position drops by 58% to where it used to be. And Ahrefs has a great article on it. Definitely go check it out. And speaking of Mount AI type problems that people are facing, Barry Schwartz has this written up over on Search Engine Roundtable. Definite must read. But Google seems to be cracking down on self-promotional listicles. And those are those absolute rat articles that you've seen out there where we say, oh, here are the best digital marketing podcasts. Number 1, Marketing Clock. Number 2, Marketing O'Clock. Number 3. Like, you've seen those all the time where somebody
did one like 10 years ago.
Well, guess what? I talked about that and it's new. We made a best digital marketing podcast list. When we first were getting started, we made one. Were we on the list, Shep?
No.
We were not on the list. For that reason, we wanted to have a unbiased, good list of things.
Yeah.
We did say on the top, hey, if you're looking for more podcasts, we also run a podcast that's about digital marketing. It's Marketing Clock. But we listed the best at the time podcasts. And so we wouldn't hopefully fall prey to this drop in listicle rankings. So Lily has a bunch of examples for software companies that had all 61 of the 1,000 articles that they had, 4% of the blog were self-promotional listicles, and it jumps and then it drops. So she said, playing with fire. And it's one of those things, it's easy to make crap rat content that can convert in the short term. It's hard to make sustainable, evergreen, great resources that people actually want. Do the hard things like I do every morning. And then if you want more information on this, Glenn Gabe has a great video over on YouTube. Just look for Glenn Gabe there. It's called the January 2026 Google Reviews Update. Maybe. He will break it down in much more granularity than here. And he thinks it's actually review based, so that it's tied to reviews specifically. But more information over on Glenn Gabe's channel. Check it out. And to this thread, Anthony Higman jumped on from the top rope and said, did you see this yet? AI overviews are putting a disclaimer on some AIOs that says, note, the agencies listed above are based on 2026 industry reporting and reputation data, excluding best of lists that often prioritize SEO-driven rankings over actual performance, which is a wild disclaimer for Google to put in there.
Yeah.
Why even say that? Is it, I don't know if that was part of the overview that was just generated or if it's a warning that they put on in general. That is a wild take. And onto the good news here from Inspired Taste. They have spotted that Bing had launched this Frankenstein recipe kind of card-based option in the SERPs, and it was taking some of the recipes out there, mashing them up, mixing them around, and it was called out to Microsoft by Inspired Taste, to which Jordi Rebus of Microsoft said, thanks for the feedback at Inspired Taste. We've been unshipping this feature during the last few weeks. Let me know if you still see it.
Wow.
Amazing. But it's going to get worse for Inspired Taste in a moment here.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
All right. That's it in organic. What's happening in social, Julia?
Another light social week, but first, TikTok has launched its Smart Promotion program, which offers significant amplification of your products as well as lower fees to help attract more realtors.
Realtors? Like people with, with their photos on their business cards?
Retailers.
Oh, those people.
I can't read anymore. Anyway, TikTok says the Smart Promotion program launched January 20th, replaces co-funded promotion using TikTok's algorithms to co-invest in marketing, guaranteeing a 5x ROI and driving GMV growth. Benefits include simplified 3.5% fees, automatic points rewards, enhanced product exposure, and time savings. It's designed to promote both the TikTok shop and your business, but you'll need to be selling a decent amount to qualify for it. According to TikTok, you need a shop performance score of 3.5 out of 5. And then could be worth testing out. I don't do a ton on TikTok, so I don't know, but check it out.
I do a ton on TikTok, just not for work.
Wait,
Yeah,
you
that
shop on
too.
TikTok?
No,
Oh.
I just scroll.
Did you ever get the TikTok shop on your TikTok?
I don't think so. I still have the Steam thing.
Yeah, STEM?
Oh, yeah. At my daughter's school at Steam, they had art.
Oh, cute.
Oh, wow.
Love that.
And last year she went to a Catholic school. It was Stream.
What was the R?
Really?
Oh, no. Yeah.
Can I pitch a business idea to you guys quick? Poke holes in this.
Okay.
Okay.
I want to do better marketing for us, right? What if our business cards were like set up exactly like realtor cards and everybody had their headshots on there and it looked just like a realtor? How awesome would that be?
No.
I would
No?
hate that a lot. I also still have a whole pack of business cards from 3 years ago that I will be throwing away.
Yeah. Business cards stress me out.
But they'd be so cool if they were like realtors. I'm so jealous of everybody's headshot on everything they
When
do.
you're giving some a business card, they're looking at you. Why do they need your
Yeah.
headshot?
But I think we should do it and like even be retro, like our childhood picture, but like a headshot.
That'd be
that would
hilarious.
actually
Wouldn't that be funny?
cute.
That would be so
That'd be really good. Marketing.
Next up, some X news. Elon has been having a very big week. First, X is under investigation in the UK over Grok generated images. The UK Information Commissioner's Office has announced a formal investigation into X and XAI. And long story short, people use Grok for inappropriate things and now they're under investigation for letting it happen. Elon was all mad about it because he's like, this is just free speech, but he's weird and the people are weird. And they've since restricted the option, but it's still a thing. He's still weird and people are still weird. Next, this week, X's French offices have been raided due to an ongoing investigation into alleged manipulation of the platform's algorithm, as well as more recent concerns about misuse of its Grok AI chat bot. So just more people being weird and him being weird. And then
I bet there's nothing in that French office.
I know.
You know, I didn't even know. Who knew they even had a French
Yeah.
office? I bet they go in there and there's just nothing in there.
Probably. Well, there's not anymore because they got raided. So
What are they going to find? Like, it's not like they're printing things out on paper. They're taking their hard drives, I guess.
I don't know.
I don't know. That's an IRL fail whale, if you ask me.
But lastly, X has launched Grok Imagine 1.0.
Like, stop trying to make Grok happen.
Yeah, it's weird.
I like Grok. I like asking somebody put something out. I have no context. Like, what is this? Like,
Oh,
what is
you
this
like Grok?
trait?
Yeah, okay.
Just I like understanding. Like, what is this person even talking about? And you're like, oh,
Yeah.
this
Do you
is
ever
the
use
case.
it to make images?
No, I only look at other people that do. I don't even use it unless it's like Morty put something out. Morty would be like, "Oh, this is a quote from a 1930s movie, The Quick and the Dead, or something," and I'm like, "Grok, please explain what this man is talking about," and then I get the gist of it. But I like it for explaining things, not for. I don't use
Yeah.
it for any pictures or anything like that.
Yeah. Well, now you can use it for video. Grok 1.0 unlocks 10-second videos, 720p resolution, and dramatically better audio. It has generated 1.245 billion videos in the last 30 days alone,
We don't need
allegedly.
those.
Yeah. Delete, like, no one asked
Let's
for
just
that.
get rid of all AI video.
I agree.
It's not needed.
It's such a waste of time. When I see AI video, it's such a waste of time. I just do
Yeah.
not give it. I do not care at all.
It's
Please.
Extremely annoying. But yeah, long story short, X is sus, and I miss Twitter, and there's videos for Grok now.
And that brings us to our real life segment. Straight out of our accounts and into your ear holes. It's time for Working Hard or Hardly Working, where we talk about what's going on in our IRL work, good, bad, or otherwise.
Working hard for me this week, I found out that if you're using the value track parameter for match type with AI Max, it brings in DSA. So you could like see in analytics, or if you're bringing those into your CRM, like we're looking at lead quality down the funnel to see if AI Max is doing anything worthwhile. So I didn't think it would give you that, but it did.
Is it doing anything worthwhile?
Still to come. We just launched the campaigns in January. So, yep.
Hardly working for me this week is, we all know Google was down on Monday or whatever day. But then like Tuesday or Wednesday, maybe, I was trying to make a new conversion action and I gather all these people so I can like teach some people and then I need help from their data team and whatever. And I put time on everyone's calendar to try and do this. The conversion page is broken in Google right at the time of my meeting. And I tried, like 5 different people tried, couldn't get it to load. And then I just wasted everyone's time because the page just wouldn't load.
Was this Tuesday?
It was really annoying. It might have been Tuesday, yeah.
Yeah, I was like on a call trying to troubleshoot something live with a client.
Yeah.
It was
And I
very
was like,
embarrassing.
Yeah. So then I had to waste people's time again and get them back on the call. It was a whole thing.
Okay, I'm going to say Gemini is very good. We talked about even with the personal intelligence, figuring out that Robbie Stein may or may not be a short king a couple weeks ago. The AI in Google Ads Report Builder is so god awful. They could do anything with it. They could get you so much information and it just absolutely sucks. It's a bad look for somebody that is trying to win the AI wars. It could be the most helpful thing for advertisers and they just do not let it work. And part of it is because they don't let certain, dimensions work with other dimensions. But dude, just let it go and
When you
let
like give a prompt.
Yeah, you
ask
give
it
the
to build a
prompt.
chart.
It could be so awesome and it just sucks so bad. It'll get you 1/4 of the way there.
Yeah.
And it's like, then you just can't get the rest of the way there because they just don't let you look at things.
Saves me like a little bit of time.
Yeah, the 1/4 of the time. But like, I want to just be able to use it like it's Gemini and it's like,
Yeah.
it's like Gemini that can't hear a prompt. That's bad.
Now it's time for this week's ICYMI.
ICYMI people.
This is something you just might not have seen. Maybe something that you overlooked, but you shouldn't have.
ICYMI people. Anthony Higman has been just a little too positive these last couple weeks. He found something to be mad about here.
Oh, hell no, shut it down, pull the plug, I'm done with this now.
So this is in the main graph in Google Ads. They're including projections in the conversion metric with no option to not include it. That is bad.
Yeah, that's insane.
He says, like, no one gives a F about projected conversions or projected conversion values. Or I do not at least. Oh, or I do not at least. It's hard when he's capitalizing every word. Maybe everyone else does. Does everyone? LOL. No, Anthony, we do not. That
Yeah,
sounds like something you
that's
should
like-
ask to add, not be automatically added. That is stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's time for our must-read marketing article of the week. An article so advanced, so in-depth, so detailed that we simply cannot cover it in its entirety on today's show.
This week's must-read article of the week comes from Glenn Gabe over on G Squared Interactive, gsqi.com. And Glenn takes a look at the power of personal intelligence in Gemini and AI mode. Just another big step towards Jarvis, the impact to SEO and AI search, and the inherent tracking challenge. Glenn has hands-on with personal intelligence, and it's pretty cool. I would say if you're interested to see the future of search in Google and Gemini and AI, definitely don't miss this article. He starts by saying, hey, he's asking Gemini, what did I buy again when I was at Penn State in December? And it says, there isn't a specific record, but it looks like these jerseys were what caught your eye. And it shows him pictures that he took of the Penn State Nittany Lions football team. And then he goes on and says, I was looking for some golf tips. Can you give me some golf videos based on what I've watched before? And Gemini goes, since you previously followed the instruction from Danny Maud in My Short Game Golf, here are some of their top rated videos specifically for sand and bunker shots. Must be finding himself in the bunker a little there. I'd say just, maybe work on the driver.
Totally.
Stay out of the bunker.
Yeah.
That's what I
But
always
then
say.
again, I don't golf, so I don't know.
Just does hard things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do hard. Yeah,
Only
I
in
know
the
how to get out of
morning,
Yeah.
only hard and only in the morning. And then he talks about recipe recommendations, and he goes, and Gemini knew that I visit Inspired Taste often. Hi, Adam.
Wow.
And so he said he was looking for a key lime pie recipe from his favorite sites. Gemini says, since you frequently visit Inspired Taste, their key lime pie recipe is the best place to start. It's classic, high-rated version that aligns with your usual baking preferences.
Wow.
And then it gives him, right in Gemini, a recipe for a key lime pie. Right? This is cool. Unfortunately, I went to Inspired Taste and I looked up their key lime pie recipe, which looks delightful. And this is not the same recipe. In the recipe that's delivered to Glenn, the key ingredients are the crust, the filling, which includes condensed milk, key lime juice, and a tablespoon of lime zest. Inspired Taste has something quite different. Lime zest, lime juice, sweetened condensed milk, cream, sugar as well.
Oh.
And so the Frankenstein version that the personal intelligence in Gemini served up to Glenn also says to bake it for 15 minutes. Inspired Taste tells you to bake it for 20 to 25 minutes, a full 10 minutes off. So even though it got some things right, like Glenn does visit Inspired Taste, it is a good recipe, they botched the entire thing again with their stupid Frankenstein recipes, and it lists everything out like it's so darn smart. Send them the link to the site.
Yeah. This is 8 minutes. It says bake it 350 for about 8 minutes.
That's the pie
Otherwise-
crust. Once you do the pie crust first, and then you do the inside. But the filling
That's crazy.
doesn't have two key ingredients, and you bake it for 5 to 10 minutes less.
That's
They are going to give Inspired Taste, they're already giving Inspired Taste a bad name.
Yeah.
And recipe bloggers everywhere.
Inspired Taste should do like a YouTube series where they cook the Frankenstein recipes.
That would be
That would
great.
be
and then, like,
so
make
funny. And
people
then
taste them.
And then they should do like their real ones.
Yeah, real
Yeah.
versus fake.
That's,
Yeah,
that
try
would be
making the
so
key lime
good.
pie without the freaking cream and sugar.
And then they should
Adam.
have people from Google come and try the
Yeah.
And they have to eat the entire thing.
Yeah.
The Googlers have to eat the entire Frankenstein. That thing's gonna be so droopy. There's no cream. There's
That
no
would be
sugar.
so good.
It's gonna be
Or if
disgusting.
it's like undercooked chicken or something. Yeah.
You're cooking for 10 minutes less.
That's crazy.
There's no sugar in the recipe that they provided. There's sugar in the Inspired Taste version. But anyway, you can see some of the good and the bad in Glenn's review, and it's definitely a look into the future, even if it is scary. Thank you, Glenn. And now we're going to head on over to an interview with Menachem Ani from JXT Group, and we are going to talk a little bit about ChatGPT and the ads that are coming. All right, and I am here with the one and only Menachem Ani from the JXT Group, a Google Premier partner agency. Menachem, it's been too long since we've had you on the show. Welcome to Marketing Clock.
Hey, excited to be here. It's the highlight of my year so far.
Let's go. Also, the highlight of some advertisers' year, at least when it was announced, was ads coming to ChatGPT. We heard about this, and then everybody seemed, I don't know, what were your initial thoughts when you heard ads were coming to ChatGPT?
So I'm always excited when ads are coming to a platform. It kind of reminds me of like the early days of TikTok, the early days of Facebook. Underpriced attention, I feel like jump in.
Yeah, similar. And I mean, I guess I was a little bit shocked to hear about it because I know Sam Altman had always had that famous quote of ads being like a last resort, which was as recent as 2024. But very excited, I would say I was to hear about this. And then as more information came out, I'd say I got a little bit less excited. And let's hear, your thoughts on this. So the initial statement was something along the lines of this will be for users that have less than $1 million in ad spend. And then Adweek came out and confirmed that it was $200,000 minimum commitment for ChatGPT ads. Your thoughts?
Yeah, so I'm seeing the same, and I really don't like those kind of restrictions. So, the goal is to be able to use it for anybody, but I am also surprised at how fast they got to it. I think like you, based on Sam's previous comments, like I didn't think it was coming for a while, like let him just gain market share and focus on the product. So it is interesting definitely to see that roll out now.
Yeah, and then a few other notes that we've heard about this. And I guess just to me, I thought the messaging was all geared towards users of ChatGPT, right? Where you hear it's like, oh, it's not going to be interrupted, blah, blah, blah. I didn't hear a ton about why it was going to be the best ad platform or why advertisers should adopt it or how it's going to be this fantastic tool.
Yeah, I got a similar sense, and it's interesting because, like, I know people are itching to advertise there. Like, I already had a couple of clients reach out the second they heard the news to find out more about how they can get there. But I almost wonder if OpenAI is just trying to throw the idea out there before they really solidify their plan, just to see how users will react and make sure there's no like rebellion.
Yeah, and I think I don't know, at least tell me if I'm wrong here, but I relate this a little bit to Elon and X/Twitter, whatever you want to call it, where it came out like guns blazing, like, hey, we people want to be Twitter verified. You don't get as many ads or whatever. And like that was the whole like pitch that he had. And it seems like that's like what Sam Altman was saying, that even in a way he said it was dishonest in the way that sort of Google worked. It was a quote where he said that some of these results are like dishonest and he didn't want to do this. And I feel like that's just like a hard thing to sell when you've been one way and Elon's like, oh, just be verified. We don't want ads, blah, blah, blah. And then realizing like, hey, you know what? Ads are a way to keep costs low for users. Yes, they get a little bit of interference, but it's something they can choose to do or not to do. And maybe we should actually pump up the ad service that we offer.
Yeah, I think so. And if they get the ad product right, and the ads can be very relevant, using whatever AI targeting they have, it could make a lot of sense. It could be helpful for the user in a way like Google ads are very high intent for users and helpful.
I just think that mindset that he had was like toxic in a way coming into it for this product that he's now launching, where, yeah, you're looking at different shoes and things like that. Cool. All right, I'm Brooks. I'm on cloud. I'm whatever. I'm running a promotional sale and I want people to know. That's good messaging. You know what I mean? And especially if somebody doesn't want it, to be able to opt into those pro levels and be able to remove ads, like that's fine. Like that's great. I just think overall it wasn't handled super great.
Yeah, the messaging has definitely been a lot of up and down, but I think like if you think back to the brilliance of Google's ad platform, it's just matching a customer with what they want in the moment they want it. And so if they can do something similar here, I really think they got a big unlock and can definitely build a strong future.
Yeah, and I mean, they can, obviously. Like, it's going to take some work, but it would be nice to hear about how they're going to magically do this. Another thing that we learned about ChatGPT ads was that they're going to be per impression. And their cost per 1,000 or cost per milla is roughly going to be about $60 per 1,000 impressions.
Yes, I saw that too, and like I have mixed thoughts on it because if you compare it to Meta, it might be on the higher end. It's definitely more expensive than your typical ad on Meta, but if you compare it to like a CPM of what search kind of calculates to be, that'll be much higher. So it's actually not bad if the targeting is done right and done well. I feel like it could still be very worth it for advertisers.
Okay, do you think there are going to be any concerns that advertisers will have if ads are displayed to people, but maybe not to, let's say, their most valuable users, like their paying subscribers to ChatGPT?
So that's a good one. I don't know, like I've seen on X, like in the beginning, any version of like, paid subscriber didn't get ads. And now like some of the paid users get ads. So I'm sure that might change over time. But yeah, like people who are willing to pay the monthly fees for ChatGPT are probably the people who have more money to spend. And so by removing ads from them, it kind of hurts them. So I have a feeling that'll change over time.
Okay, and then just a couple other notes. Hop in if you have any thoughts. I know that OpenAI said that the ads will be clearly labeled and separated from the organic answer. And then the users will have the option to indicate it if they want to see more or less of those ads in the future. Ads won't be going to anybody under 18, which makes sense. Won't be next to anything health, mental health, politics, anything like that. And the quote that they said from the launch was our approach to paid ads will be informed by our geo expertise, which we already applied to help clients structure content that is clear, authoritative, and machine readable, so AI systems can accurately understand brands and surface them in relevant conversation.
So yeah, I mean, I have a feeling that they'll do, like, if you look at Google or Meta, the way they display the ads and they showcase that it is an ad has changed a lot over time, and they're pretty good at making it blend in, even though it's clearly stated. So I'm sure OpenAI will have a lot of creative ways of approaching that. But my guess is that even though it's on a CPM, there'll be a decent click through and it'll work well. So, I think that could be something exciting to watch how they roll out.
See, I think the opposite. I don't think there's going to be a decent click through.
Okay.
Maybe it's just me being I don't know. I like to think I'm glass half full, but in this case, just looking at some, geo reporting and looking at general click-throughs on just regular citations, even, like, the click-through is abysmal.
Yeah, but I think the incentive lines up here for them to make sure the click-through is okay, because advertisers are okay with CPM, but at the end of the day, it's got to generate revenue, and if it doesn't move the needle in that regard, I think that'll be tricky for them.
There's no real answers to this, right? But when it comes out and it's hey, it's gonna be like $60 CPMs, and you see people being like, oh, this is cheaper in a way, blah blah blah, than Google, and it's like, yeah, but you're paying per click for the most part on Google, and it's a little bit different. CPMs don't make a ton of sense when you're looking at something that's CPC based. I feel like they're trying to appeal to those folks that are like running Super Bowl ads, that have big budgets, that are Pepsi's, Cokes, Nikes, things like that, Target, whatever it is that somebody's doing a search where they carry it and it's just top of mind, more brand awareness, where I feel like it's really missing, at least in this launch, targeting SMBs or even MBs, right? Like even medium-sized businesses. And to me, when I look at it, it's like, I have not seen the platform. I do not know this, but I would be hesitant right now to say, yeah, I'll commit to $200,000 for somebody that is looking really for performance, right? If it's somebody looking for awareness, like, cool, that's great. But I feel like a lot of why, at least to your point, Google does such a good job is the intent, the matching, and really being spot on finding the right user.
For sure. And I think that the product that you see on day one, the ad platform, is going to be very different. Obviously, 6 months, 12 months, even a couple of years down the line. So maybe they're just starting with the top of the bigger people who are willing to drop that kind of money on a CPM basis. But I think over time it'll adapt, and at some point they'll have to make sure that people are making money from it. So let's hope.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that they have to branch out beyond just the big players, and I think it makes sense to be like, hey, we're going after big players. This was really like vaporware, where we're just like building it on the fly, and we are trying to get dollars so that we can fight against the rise of Gemini. But down the road, I think they need to really lean into advertising, that it can't be a last resort, that it needs to be maybe not the first resort, maybe that the results are still the first resort, but it's a resort, a middle resort.
Definitely. And I think another interesting piece is, I think they announced that Fiji Simo is the one who's going to be running the ad platform, like her background at Meta and then at Instacart. Like, I'm just curious, like, how some of that might play into it, what her perspective is on a lot of these things. Could be interesting.
Yeah, and I forget what the exact number was, but I know they were building a pretty big team around this. I don't have that. We'll throw it in and I'll talk about it after this. I don't want to give it an inappropriate number, but it seems like they're actually investing in this.
Right.
So that's like the nice thing. And then, I guess, did you just catch the ad for Claude that kind of parodied ChatGPT with their ads?
Definitely interesting approach. I think I like that ad. I was kind of more surprised by Sam Altman's response. Like, it seemed like he really took the bait.
Oh yeah.
I think, like, some people were talking about it on Twitter as like, Claude is so much smaller than ChatGPT. Like, why is he even spending that time and energy responding to it? But I guess he feels like he needs to.
Well, I mean, as small as you are, if you're advertising during the Super Bowl, like, that's a big audience you're getting in front of. So, but yeah, he definitely seemed like he was crashing out a little bit, definitely on tilt with it. And in case, we talked about it earlier in the show about those ads, but I thought it was like a pretty brilliant and quickly done. You know,
Yeah.
they like just announced this a few weeks ago,
Yeah.
ads, and man, those spots are very well done, very well written, very well acted, very well produced.
And I think it does speak to that user that we were talking about earlier, the one who's willing to pay the monthly subscription charge for a better product and doesn't want to see ads. So it could work well for them.
All right, well, any other thoughts on ChatGPT ads that we didn't get to here?
No, I think just like, hey, been running ads for a long time, so I've kind of learned like jump in as quick as you can because eventually everyone else will come in. So like you always want that first mover's advantage, but otherwise, yeah, just excited to see the initial form and how it rolls out.
Yeah, that's a great point. There's always efficiencies when you're first.
Yeah.
It's always fun to find, and when you get in there and you find those efficiencies and you're interested in sharing them, or whenever you want to come back on, you're always welcome. So just reach
Cool.
out. And then, Menachem, where can people find you? Where can give some plugs here?
Sure, I'm pretty active on LinkedIn, on Twitter. Look me up, Menachem Ani. I'm there, or on our website, JXT Group.
Cool. Always great information. Follow him. Always posting really tangible takeaways. So thank you so much for taking the time, Menachem, to hop on here today, and we'll hear from you here in the future shortly.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
All right.
Till
Take
next
care.
time. Take care.
And now on to our playlist of curated songs to work to. You can head over to playlist.marketingoclock.com to listen to Marketing a Playlist. I wrote down DSA. My notes for working hard or hardly working, I put them in the wrong spot. I'm going to do the Opalite music video. It's different than the song.
Oh, I like that.
Is
different
that the
than
girl bossing too hard to the sun?
No.
Oh.
What?
Opalite.
Okay, that's one about the rocks.
No. Well, the music video has a rock.
Okay.
You're going to love it.
I can't wait.
Did we sing that?
I don't think so.
I'm going to go along the same lines here. I'm going to go with Parker Jack 911.
I'm gonna go Aperture by Harry Styles.
R.I.P. Right? Isn't he the
Oh
one
my
that
God, no! Liam's dead.
Oh.
Aperture
Release
just
this
came
song.
Oh. L.I.P.
Yes.
Live in peace.
Indeed.
He ran a marathon.
Yeah.
He's doing great.
Okay, he must be alive then.
He was at the Grammys.
Wearing
He's
jeans.
dating Zoe Kravitz.
Yeah.
Why would you with death
I thought he was the
upon
one that died. I
Julia's
don't know.
boyfriend.
That's
I don't know
disgusting.
teen bop music.
All right, that does it for today's show.
It is now officially not Marketing O'Clock.
Thanks for listening.
We miss you already.
And we can't wait to see you next
Thanks
week.
for listening to Marketing O'Clock. If you're looking for more information on today's topics, head over to marketingoclock.com/newsletter to receive every single article we covered. We share the news as it breaks in our Discord community. Head over to community.marketingoclock.com to join.